your son.
It's been weeks now since Dragon Ball Sparking Zero released, and while reviews are mostly positive, there's definitely some criticisms out there. Some call it a nostalgia trip, others just plain dislike it. Personally, I'm really enjoying the game, flaws and all. That's my quick take. But for this video, here's a rundown of 5 things I think you should know before jumping in. Like with any newly released game, Sparking Zero has its fair share of bugs. Some are minor, like graphical or audio glitches. One I noticed right from the trailers was how shadow textures change awkwardly as scenes move from cutscenes to gameplay. It's not game breaking by any means, but it is noticeable. On the other hand, there are some bigger issues that players are reporting, like glitches with control mapping, turbo switching characters, just to name a few. From my experience, there's a particular transformation bug I keep running into. My character often gets stuck in an animation until I nudge them with the left stick. It's manageable, but it gets frustrating when it happens over and over. Thankfully, the developers are on it, releasing patches that are already addressing some of these issues. And speaking of updates, that leads me to the next thing to keep in mind.
You aren't much at all.
You got what you wanted.
The game's power scaling closely follows Dragon Ball's own power dynamics, so the balance reflects the true strength of each character. In some fights, you'll feel like a powerhouse. In others, you'll feel like you're up against one. And that's what makes the game so immersive. For example, for me, nerfing Yajirobe was the right move because senzu beans aren't meant to be a winning cheat code. After all, not many characters can stand up to the likes of Vegeta or Gogeta, just like in the anime. So, if you're hoping for the kind of balance you'd get from a more standard fighter like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Fighters, you might find it a little different. Skill absolutely matters, of course, and yes, you can beat stronger characters with weaker ones, but you'll need some serious strategy. Going up against top tier characters like Gogeta with someone like Hercule, Videl, or even a Cyberman, it's possible, but it's going to take real effort and can get intense. It would be more sweaty than being fun. Still, there's a lot of strategy to be found. Players are already figuring out tactics with the DP, the Dragon Power system, finding creative ways to handle battles. And with over 180 characters, there's a ton to experiment with, even if the game doesn't prioritize typical fighting game balance. Some characters might feel like echo versions of each other, but their small differences matter a lot when you're building your team. And if any character truly disrupts the gameplay, I'm all for developers making necessary balance changes.
I know that look.
Sorry, I've thought this over, guys. And well, any way you slice it, there's only one way to save Earth.
From now on, whenever you're not eating...
So let's talk about genre for a moment. This is a 3D arena fighter, not a traditional fighter like Fighter Z or Fighters, which itself deals with balancing challenges through frequent updates. Some people jokingly call Sparking Zero's cutscene PowerPoint slides because of the way they're presented. I get it, I understand the humor in it, but I also understand the disappointment. Personally, I'm not too bothered. The last Tenkaichi game I played was Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and honestly, it didn't even have as much going on in the cutscene department. But I get that by today's standards, people expect more, especially with a $70 price tag compared to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which has gorgeous story-driven cutscenes. Sparking Zero can feel a bit rushed. And then there's Xenoverse 2, which always comes up in comparison, but let's remember, it's a different genre. Xenoverse is an online RPG with a big focus on character building and multiplayer. Fans are still creating mods and expanding the Dragon Ball universe through Xenoverse because it's designed to thrive on customization and co-op gameplay. Sparking Zero, on the other hand, is its own thing. Sure, It could benefit from a few more customization options, but I don't expect it to reach the same level as an online RPG. I play Sparking Zero to enjoy the giant roster and epic battles. Fighters when I want a more competitive and skill focused experience. Xenoverse to build my dream character and play co op with friends. And Kakarot when I just want to relive Dragon Ball's story. Each game offers a unique experience, and I'm just happy we have a range of Dragon Ball games to choose from.
He said, ever since you were reborn, you're not nearly as bad as you used to be. He said now you're more grumpy than evil. I don't know, I think he was kind of right. But, I mean, my mom is still totally scared.
You're facing me now! Blasphemy.
The Sparking Zero community started out vibrant, full of new and returning fans. Right now, though, it's a mixed bag. Some players are super welcoming, while others are gatekeeping, telling new players they aren't good enough, which can be pretty discouraging. It's something that a lot of games like this go through, so I'm just hoping it gets better soon. What I wanted to talk about is the competitive side of online play, which has frustrated some players. Many expect it to rank up gradually and improve. But right now, most matches are often full of players focused solely on climbing ranks, often using overpowered characters or repetitive strategies. With over 180 characters to choose from, it's a shame that we only see a fraction of them being used online. The game's roster is such a huge draw for me. I love trying out different characters, going random, or playing with friends just for pure fun. Though I get that chasing a high rank is satisfying, but if it's coming at the expense of gameplay enjoyment, maybe it's time to rethink why you're playing. Because most fans of Dragon Ball and the original Tenkaichi series were waiting for this game because it's fun, not necessarily to dominate online. And if you watch videos of fans of the game playing Budokai Tenkaichi 4, a modded version of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, it's all about getting new characters, trying out characters, having fun with friends, and trying to defeat a modded character that in paper should be unbeatable. That's the charm of it. That is where the fun is. Ironically, the online mode, a feature that wasn't even part of the original Sparking series, is one of the usual reasons some players are leaving the game.
You're not Vegeta.
Last but not the least, explore the rest of the game. Do not quit the game without exploring everything it has to offer. If you're thinking of buying Sparking Zero, I recommend starting with the story mode, then moving on to custom battles, then lab mode. I had a blast unlocking every what if scenario, though I didn't include all of them in my uploads. I just posted the main story and the main what if episodes. With that said, I uploaded it because partly I wanted a longer video on my channel, but mostly memories. It's the first game in a while that made me decide to upload again, and watching myself get a little bit better over time has been fun too. Moving on, custom battles are where I've had some of the best experiences, and I hope they keep on expanding on them in future updates. Because making custom battles right now is kind of a hassle. Trying to create your own scenarios. A lot of times, I'll jump into the hyperbolic time chamber just to experiment with different characters. I even show off battles to friends who don't play the game, just because everyone knows Dragon Ball and it's a fun way to enjoy the game together. It's really unfortunate that so many people are focused on online play, especially considering that wasn't a feature in the original Sparking series, and that online competitiveness is actually pushing some players away. I really hope we see a shift because this game has so much to offer, and it's a shame to miss out on its charm due to competitive gaming's influence. We shouldn't forget that not every game has to be ready for Evo or is for Evo. This game is not MLG. But that's just my perspective. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments and let's get a conversation going. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
He's finally achieved it.
Yes. It's astounding. This mortal really is something else.